Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning program. Welcome to Science by Harsha ma'am. I hope you remember, friends, that we are doing the revision of this particular lesson from class chapter number 11 to chapter number 18. We will be revising all the content from our assignment and we'll see all the question answers and all the possible numericals from it. Uh, we'll continue from the part that we started in our last session, and we had completed till page 7, and now we are going to move further in the concept drilling 1.2. There they have given you that you can see in the figure a force is applied on the rubber ball, but it is not moving. And what is happening? First thing that should come into your mind is that the ball is not moving, then there must be equal and opposite force acting on it, as we already know that if any object is not moving, that means on it more than one forces are acting, and over here in that case the resultant will be 0. Here, when the ball is compressed, an equal force that is in the opposite direction to the applied force is developed in the ball that cancels out the applied force. Such force that developed in the rubber, that is called as the elastic force. This is again a very important point which you should know. There are some things extra which are given in our assignment that we will go through. What is elastic force? It is a force that is going to uh, such a force which is not allowing the ball to change its position, and moreover there might be the change in any of its shape. That is elastic force. That kind of thinking you should keep in your mind. These words are very important as far as examination point of view we consider, because these are some of the things that we are doing extra which are given in our assignment. Let's move further on the numerical ability. Here they have given one particular uh, box, and on that box when one person is applying the force, this is the concept of balanced and unbalanced force. When the resultant is 0, it is balanced, and the resultant is non-zero, it is unbalanced. If we move further, then here they are further bifurcated into two parts. If the force is applied in the same direction, then the forces will be added directly. If it is in the opposite direction, then they will be subtracted. If it is in the opposite direction, then it will be subtracted. Next is, uh, in this case only, if it is acting at some angle, then that you are going to study in class 11. Okay, when multiple forces are acting on any particular object, then in that case we can take the multiple force system. Since the force, you can see over here that there are two persons, that is Arun and Varun. Arun is trying to pull a object. He is able to apply 50 Newton force. Then in the next case, you can see that when he asks for the help from Varun, then the total will come up to 50 plus 50 in the same direction, then it is 100. But if it is in the opposite direction, then it will be nullifying each other effect, that is 0, that is case A. And in case B, you can see on one object, if it is applying here, if it is 60, and here if it is 50, then what will be total? 60 minus 50, that is 10. And that is what is given over here. There is one more question that is somewhat something similar to the one that has been given in your textbook, and we have done it as an example. So we are going to move further on the next part, which is the concept drilling part 1.3. We are on page number 9. Stay tuned over here. How are the forces created? Try to give some examples. Uh, you know how are forces created? They are created in many ways. One of them is the muscular force, the Earth's gravity force, the air force, that is uh, then all these forces are responsible for the change of position or uh, position of the object or the motion of the object. It is not necessary that to exert force there should be contact between the two forces, and that's the reason two forces are bifurcated as contact force and non-contact force. A force that is exerted only when two objects are touching each other, then it is called as contact force. A contact force can be small, such as the force you exert to push a pencil across a sheet of paper, or large, such as the force exerted by a traffic crane as it pulls a car along a street. Here are some of the examples. Among them, the first one is the muscular force. When you push an object like a school bag or lift a bucket of water, force comes from action of the muscles in your body. The force that is resulting due to the action of muscles, what it is called as the muscular force. Animals also make use of muscular force to carry out their physical activities and their tasks. Animals like bullocks, horses, donkeys, and camels are used to perform various tasks for us. And that is example of muscular force. We have done this topic, but as a form of the revision, and also due to the revision from the textbook, we are doing it. So let us continue further. Friction. It is, you already know, we have discussed a lot about the friction right from the beginning till the end of the lesson. Friction, we had a very big talk. So let us have a quick look at the entire friction part. Friction is the force that is always opposing the motion. It is always in the direction opposite to that of the force. You must have seen that the ball rolling along the ground gradually slows down and finally it will come to rest. And when you stop pedaling a bicycle, it will gradually slow down and it will come and it will stop. Car or a scooter also comes to rest when once its engine is switched off. Similarly, a boat comes to rest if you stop rowing it. In all the above situations, no force appears to be acting on the objects. Yet their speed gradually decreases and they come to rest after some time. Since there is some change in the state of the motion, some force must be acting on them. This force, which is responsible for changing the state of the motion of the object, and all the above example is the force of friction. Friction is the force that will resist the motion, it will oppose the motion. It is found everywhere in the world, not only in the world, even when you are like flying air friction. You feel the effect of friction when you swim, ride a car, walk, and even when you are sitting on the chair. Friction can act when an object is moving or even when it is at rest. Here you are having the example when a ball is rolling, it will stop. Why? After some time. Why? Because of the friction of the road. When a child is stopping the pedaling at that time, again the bicycle will come to rest. Next is, suppose you are rowing a boat in water. What happens when you stop rowing? When you stop rowing, friction between the water and the boat brings it to stop in some time. Friction always acts on the ball, on all the moving objects, and its direction is always in the direction opposite to that of the applied force. This is the concept which you have to keep in your brain. There might be some questions on the basis of that. Okay, what is actually the role of a friction? Next is tension. Tension doesn't mean, oh my god, I'm worried about this. No, it's not that. Tension is something different. Note down the word elastic force, underline it. Then we are going to move further in the next part, which is tension. ये एक बहुत ही important part है. Something extra given in our assignment we will do. Tension is what? It is a force that is exerted by the string, ropes, fibers and cables when they are pulled. कोई भी चीज़ जब आप खींचते हो तब उस चीज़ को खींचने की वजह से, जैसे कि एक स्ट्रिंग है, एक वायर है, एक केबल है, उसके अंदर जो फोर्स जनरेट होता है, किसी भी चीज़ को आप यूज़ करते हो, उसको उसके ऊपर जो प्रेशर लगता है, उसकी हेल्प से आप किसी चीज़ को पुल करते हो, तो उसके अंदर जो प्रेशर लगता है, दैट इज टेंशन. इट इज़ अ फोर्स एक्सर्टेड बाय strings, ropes, fibers, and cables when they are pulled. So, a spider web consists of numerous strands that pull on one another. We can see that strands are under tension, and this tension is responsible for keeping the spider web together. Just imagine entire spider web when you see. Might have seen it that how it is drilling. Each and entire thing is somewhere hanging on the wall, and the strings are pulled together because of this force, that is tension that is created in it. The next concept is of the normal force. What is the normal force? The force acting in perpendicular direction if it is acting normally, then it is called as normal force. Here it is, and this is how on it everything is acting. The force perpendicular to the surface of the object, that is called as normal force. And here they have given the example: if your pen is resting on the table, force of gravity is pulling it down, and so it is at rest. Otherwise, table is trying to push it in the upward direction, but that is not happening. Next is the non-contact force. Before we start on with the non-contact force, you have to note down these two extra forces, and after that we'll move further. Okay, be fast, note down the answers. I hope you have noted. Now let's move further on the non-contact force. When you jump up in the air, you are pulled back to the ground even though nothing seems to be touching. Forces can be exerted on one or another even though they are not touching each other. Force pulling down to the earth, that is called as the gravitational force, and that is a non-contact force. Non-contact force is a force that one object exerts on another when they are not touching each other. And the examples of it are the magnetic force, the gravitational force, and the electrostatic force. All the three forces are done in detail when we were doing this lesson. Next, you are having check your concept, state the direction of the named forces acting on the object in italics. That is in italic form. You have to answer. That is now the next part, which is the concept drilling part. Uh, Here there is a question that state the direction of the named force that are acting on the object, and we have to mention it in italics. Uh, First of all, let us clearly understand how many types of forces are acting on any object. This is the object, always on the object. The gravitational force is acting on it, but it is acting in which direction? Bottom. And we have to note it in italics. कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट हो उसके ऊपर अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में कौन सा फोर्स लगता है? नॉर्मल. अब कभी भी एक डायरेक्शन में अगर अप्लाइड फोर्स हो then always force of friction will oppose it. On the basis of this concept, we have to try to understand the situation that they have given, and we have to try to write how the forces are acting on it. The very first one, force of gravity exerts a force on the falling leaf. This is a leaf which has got detached. So it is falling. When it is falling, at that time, wind can blow in this direction or it can blow in this direction. Assuming wind is blowing in this direction, you already know now that on this leaf, in the direction which is downward, which force will act? Gravitational force. And how will the normal act? In which direction? Upward direction. Moving further in this case, if on any object wind is moving in this direction, that is, this is the applied force. Then in this direction, air friction will be produced. So here it is, the frictional force of air. Moving further on, case 2. A hockey stick experiences friction on the rough ground as it slides northward. Here is the hockey stick. This is the ground. Here we have the stationary object, which is the ball. When it is trying to move it, what will happen now? This is the direction of applied force. Okay? So if in this direction we are applying the force, like in this, then directly opposite to it, which force will act? Frictional force. On any object, Earth is moving. All the objects are on the Earth, so Earth will try to pull it up in the bottom direction. So this is how the gravitational force will act. And opposite to it will be the normal force. On this concept, you have to try to uh, find out this. The third case, person is moving on the cycle. Where is the cycle going now? Force of wind is pushing against a cycle who is cycling eastward. Now, news and E. So the cycle is over here. And here is the person who's riding the cycle. Now, when the person is riding on the cycle, he is cycling in the eastward direction like this. So this is the applied force. And this is which force? The frictional force. Try to write it in italics એટલે થોડા font slanting કરી દેવાના. How is this? Moving downward, that is Earth's gravitational force. So, upper will be normal force. This is how on any object the forces are acting. Always remember, whenever you are talking about any fact, this kind of concepts are somewhat something where the direction is very important. So this is the answer of it. First of all, note down this, then we'll move further. So I hope you have noted it down. Let's move further in the content. Next is the magnetic force. You already know about the magnetic force. Here they have talked about one particular concept. For that, you need to turn on the page and you need to go on page number 12 and look at the beginning part where you are having two diagrams. There on the three pencils, one of the magnet is rested. I hope you can see. It's like this, a magnet resting on three pencils. This is at its like rolling. If you keep north, then this will move further part. If you keep over here south, then there will be attraction between them. So make sure that two magnets don't touch each other, and you'll be able to observe the repulsion as well as the attraction among the two magnets. So what can be concluded from this? From this, we can conclude that magnet exerts a force on another magnet without actually coming in physical contact of it. Force may be attractive or repulsive depending on the nature of the poles. That is, the like poles will repel each other and unlike poles will attract each other. Moving further on electrostatic force. What is electrostatic force? A big part we have done on this. I hope you remember we have done already electrostatic force, and we also had a talk about the nucleus of an atom. These are electron. What does the nucleus contain? Positively charged proton and neutron. Now these are two charged objects. This is positively and this is negatively charged. Because of some kind of attractive force between them, electrons are able to remain binded to the atom. They are not leaving the atom and going anywhere else. Because of this repulsive attractive force. Electrostatic force between any two charges, it can be uh, attractive or repulsive. Force that is exerted by one charged body on another body. Another body may be charged or uncharged. That is called as the electrostatic force. If the objects are having the same type of charge, that means positive, positive, negative, negative, then there will be repulsion. If they are having opposite charges, then there will be attraction. Okay? Objects with the same type of charges, they will repel one another, and the one with the opposite charges, they will attract each other. The next activity we are having, this we already have discussed in chapter that we were doing in the beginning, but yet we are going to discuss a bit on it. So take two plastic rods and suspend one of the piece from the edge of the table or roof with the help of the thread. Hold the another rod in your hand and rub it with a woolen cloth. Bring the rubber end of the rod near the suspended rod. And you have to make sure that they do not touch each other. Then, which type of force is acting? It is electrostatic induction. Remember, it is one of the important part when you are writing the answer. There was a doubt in the MCQ that which is the shortest test. There is always induction is the shortest test. Now rub the free end of the suspended rod with a woolen cloth. Bring another piece of rod that was rubbed against the woolen cloth near the free end of the suspended rod. What will you see? You will see attraction. Conclusion, we can observe that without any kind of physical contact between any of the substances, some kind of force is exerted, and that is which force? It is electrostatic force. Next, you know that a coin or a pen, it falls down on the ground when it slips off from your hand. What's the reason? The reason is the gravitational force. The leaves, they are falling to the ground and they get detached from the plant. That is what, it's the gravitational force. Anything that is having mass, that is called as, on it the force is acting, that is called as the gravitational force. And the force that is acting, that is called as weight. On the earth's surface, uh, on 1 kilogram of mass, always 9.8 Newton force is acting in the downward direction. जो 2 किलोग्राम નું mass है तो 2 into 9.8 થાય. So this is a common thing. And another thing is, we are generally using this two words mass and weight as the common thing, but these are not common. There is some difference between these two words. What is the difference? Let's see. Quantity of matter, that is called as mass. But if it's weight, then it's mass into the gravitational acceleration of that particular planet, maybe, then that is denoted by g. This is measured in kilogram. This is measured in Newton because it is a force. Okay. Next thing is, mass is constant everywhere in the universe. किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट है उसका मास अगर यहाँ पे 2 kg आता है तो मून पे भी 2 kg आएगा और जुपिटर पे भी 2 kg आएगा. उसका मास है वो फिक्स रहेगा. While weight depends on the planet's gravitational acceleration. That is small g. Okay, the gravitational acceleration of any planet, that is going to decide the weight. You might not be knowing, and this is one of the key points, that any object on, if its weight on earth we find, then that is 6 times the weight it is having on moon, because the gravitational acceleration on moon is 1/6 times, मतलब 6 गुना कम है वहां पे और हमारे पास 6 गुना ज्यादा है उसके पास है. ये कॉमन सा कंपैरिजन है, that any object, if it is weighing suppose 10 on moon, 10 Newton on moon, then its weight on earth will be 10 into 6, that is 60 Newton. So over here if it is 100, then here it will be 100 by 6. Mass is constant, but what is changing? Gravitational acceleration. The same concept again in detail you are having in your class 9. But as a part of the common mistakes that students are generally doing, we have included it in the concept drilling part. So please note it down quickly. I hope you have noted all the content. Remember this part. If you have not understood, do not worry because again you are having the same in your class 9. And that's all for today. In our next part, we are going to move further on the concept of pressure. That's all. Have a very good day, my dear ones. Bye bye. Have a good day.